At some point, just staying with it didn't feel like enough anymore. Not because something was missing, but because something in me wanted to respond more directly. Up until then, my engagement had been quiet, a kind of turning toward it, a recognition, a felt response. But this was too different, because now it started to feel like there was something to say, not in my thoughts, not in the same way I had always talked to myself, but almost as if I was speaking to it. And I remember how unfamiliar that felt, because I had spent years trying to change what was happening inside of me. But I had never related to it like this, never spoken from that place. At first there was hesitation, because it just wasn't clear what this was, or if I was just making it up. But at the same time, that sense of connection was there. The response was already happening. So this didn't feel like creating something new. It felt more like stepping further into what was already there. And the first time I did it, it wasn't polished, it wasn't intentional in any structured way. It was simple, direct, almost like acknowledging what I was experiencing while staying connected to that presence. And something shifted again. Not because my words themselves were powerful, but because of where they were coming from. This wasn't me trying to fix myself. It wasn't me trying to change the feeling. It was me engaging from within that connection. And that changed the quality of the entire experience. Because now the relationship was no longer just something I could feel. It was something I could participate in. And that opened a completely different direction. Because I began to see that this wasn't just about staying connected. It was about how I was relating from within that connection. And what happened next started to make that even clearer. See you in the next episode.